What's up, guys? This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, and you are live inside the Dungeon Palace Studios yet again. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video. Thank you guys so much for supporting the channel. If you haven't clicked that subscribe button yet, please do so now if you are new to these videos, and also click that bell notification. That way you can get a notification every time I drop my videos. I told you guys that I'm gonna try and shout a few of you guys out when I post videos. So popping up on screen right now are a few of the new subscribers that we have. I'd just like to show a little bit of love back to you guys for the love that you guys are showing me. So I appreciate it. Keep the subscriptions coming. Keep the comments coming. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the encouragement. Now for the video. I had somebody drop a comment on my Instagram and let me know,
Drank, man, we love your beats.
We love your beats.
You love your beats.
You got some cool beats, man.
But when are you gonna make some turn up type stuff, man?
so that's gonna be this video today, guys. I'm gonna make a turn up type style joint. We're gonna get the studio rocking today. Now, I just want to warn you guys, when I make these type of joints, I tend to get into my process. I tend to let the music take over, and I just let my creativity speak for itself. So forgive me if I rock out in this video, but that's how we gonna do when we get these type of joints done. So without saying too much, let's jump inside the MPC software and make it happen. Okay, we are live inside of the MPC software right now, and usually when I make these type of beats, I start off with a few specific sounds, and one sound that I noticed that, you know, gets a really hype type beat, you know, trap type but still hype, club type joint, is a brass sound, you know. So what I ended up doing was I played a brass melody, you know, on the MPC, pulled up one of my VSTs, played a brass melody, and then I ended up resampling it back into the MPC because I like to work with samples instead of just VSTs. So I resampled it back into the MPC, and this is what the sample is. Okay, nice brass sample, and you can already kind of get the vibe of where this track is gonna go, you know. And then I did the same thing to a synth sample. I played just a little synth melody, you know, some synth hits, and then I resampled it back into the MPC. That way I can work with the sample. So this is it. Okay, so that's the two samples that we're going to be working with. I think I'm going to keep them the same. You know, I'm not going to pitch them down or pitch them up simply because they kind of work well together and the sounds mesh well, you know, but I'm going to do a little bit of EQing and everything like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is let's go back to the brass sample. I'm going to do this very quickly on the controller. We're going to go to the chop feature. It's in a perfect loop, which is what I played and resampled it in back into the MPC. So we're gonna go to regions, and that splits it up into 16 regions by tempo. Okay, and then we're gonna hit shift, and then we're gonna hit convert. We're gonna go to new drum program using slices, and then we're gonna hit do it. Okay, then we're gonna go back to main. I saved track 1, as you all know, for my drums. So let's lay the sample down on track 2. So I'm going to choose track 2 there. And then I'm going to go down to program, to where the program goes. And I'm going to pick the brass sample. Okay, and that puts our program on track 2. So here we go. Okay, so let's lay the sample down very quickly. Sample. So now let's insert our EQ very quickly. We're going to go to our trusty EQ. We're going to get some of that low end out of the brass sample because we don't want that to conflict with any low end instruments that we're going to put in. So let's do that. So now we're gonna go back to our sample edit. We're gonna double click on the synth sample, and we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna go to our chop feature. We're gonna go to regions, and that splits that up into 16 slices. We're gonna hit shift, convert, new drum program using slices. We hit do it, and then we go to track 3, and then we're gonna find the synth sample on track 3. Let's lay that down very quickly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna EQ a bit more. You know, I think I had the brass sample somewhere around here, but I'm gonna EQ a bit more off. That way it kind of separates the two. And now, just to make sure that it's not too thin, when I drop all of the low out, I'm gonna kind of just bend the high frequency just a bit. Just kind of give it a high shelf and kind of lower it just a bit in the high frequency. That way it makes it seem more muffled because it takes off just a bit of that shine on the high end. So let's see how that sounds. That's what we want. Exactly what we want. Alright, now we're going to get the track popping with a little bit more brass. We want to amp up that low brass. This is the low brass here. Now I want to lay down a higher brass on track 4, and that brass is going to sound like this. I want kind of like an epic feel. That way when it builds up nice, then the 808 drops, you know, you'll see what I'm talking about at the end of the beat. But that's the way it's going to go. So we're going to lay this part down. It's not going to follow the same exact pattern as the low brass because I kind of want it to build up, which means I want longer notes. The low brass is kind of choppy into smaller notes. But I want this to kind of have that epic type vibe with that long type feel, you know, so it's going to drag out a bit. Check it out. Yeah, this is gonna be fire. Let's grab an EQ and let's EQ some of that. I think I hear some frequencies that's kind of out of whack in there. So let's kind of raise up a few and then we're gonna sweep it and see. Oh, that's it. Slow it. Gonna lower that down some. And then another one is here as well in that 800K range. Let's see. And the thing about this instrument is, you see in our other sample how we brought the shelf down a bit just to kind of muffle it. Now we want to do the opposite. We want to bring the shelf up a little bit because we want this instrument very bright. You know, we're going to tuck it behind the low sample, but we do want it very, very bright. So we're going to brighten up the high end a bit by raising it up, raising the shelf up. So let's solo just the brass, the low and the high. Let's see. So yeah, we accomplished it. Very, very nice. Let's play the whole track and see. Woo! I think we got a hit on our hands, man. This is about to get so turned up, it's not even funny with this beat. You know what I'm saying? So let's keep rocking with it, man. Let's drop a few drums on it and see what's up. All right, now we go get ready to drop the 808 on the track. So I have one pulled up from the Bloodline VST. Of course, with my processing on it, you know how I do with my 808s. So let's drop the 808 on the track. Let's see if I can come up with a little pattern or something that I like. Let's see. Yes. Let's do that. Let's lay that down before I forget it. Think we got a banger on our hands. I already know just by the way the track is flowing, just by the energy the track has, that when we drop these percussion instruments on it, when we drop these drums on it, straight up banger. You guys are gonna be knocking your head at the end of this beat. So let's do it. Let's keep rolling with it. All right, let's get crazy with the drums, man. Let's drop some drums on this bad boy real quick. So I got a little trap kit that's pulled up. One of my 808 kits, my 808 Mafia trap kits. So I got a kick, I have a clap with reverb, I have a low end hi-hat, then I have a high end hi-hat, and then of course a crash. So let's drop the kick and the claps first. Let's do that. I like that. Let's put the crash and then the open hi-hat. That's gonna be nice. That's gonna be nice. Let's drop the I'm gonna do the high-end hi-hat. You know, I'm just gonna do that on note repeat, and then I'm gonna come back with the low-end hi-hat and sprinkle a few little hits in that, you know, just to kind of beef it up a little bit. So let's do that. Let's go to note repeat, put it on 8th notes. Now we're going to drop in a few of them little the low and high hat sprinkles. Let's do it. All right, I got a nice little bell sound pulled up. I'm gonna try and lay that down, just like some little hints in there to kind of like give it another little melody, kind of like a counter melody. So let's see what I can come up with. Yes indeed, yes indeed. Let's hit that with an EQ. Trust the EQ. I wanted to EQ just a bit off of the melody, so what I did was I cut some of the high end of the melody because I wanted to kind of like fade in instead of giving me some sharp hits. So this cuts off that brightness of that bell, you know. Yo man, this is just a message to you guys, you know, just to give you some encouragement and some enlightenment for those of you guys that are trying to do this for a living, to aspire to do this for a living. It's nice to watch your favorite producers, you know, on YouTube and on different platforms do their thing, and if they have the MPC X and, you know, Native Instruments knew this and the newest that, it's good to watch that and want those type of things. But I'll tell you right now, don't feel like you need those things. Don't feel like you absolutely need the MPC X to make nice beats. It's proven that you can make nice beats with a laptop, a $50 MIDI keyboard, and just what's in your head. Don't feel that you need to go chase other people's dreams in order to get your dream accomplished. You know, you see us with this MPC X, and you see this guy over here with that, and you see him over there with the latest this, and you want to go spend all kind of outrageous amounts of money, and you've only been doing this for just maybe a year or so, or you know, 6 months or whatever. Don't feel like you need to jump in those people's dreams to accomplish your dream. When I picked up the MPCs and started working with them, the reason why I knew the MPC was because I learned basically on a MIDI keyboard. First, I started on a free software. I forgot what it's called. I just had that MIDI keyboard and that program, and I learned some of the basics about making beats. Just the very, very basics. I learned how to get my workflow so tight on just those basic things that when it was time for me to learn these new things that have all of these outrageous features on all of those things came to me like clockwork, simply because I mastered those very, very basic things that when it comes down to making beats. So that's what I encourage you guys to do. You know, don't feel you need all of this high-tech equipment and everything to make your beats. Buy a MIDI keyboard, learn a few little keys, learn that software inside out, the very, very basics of it. And the way you do that is consistency and regularity. So you pick this date. You schedule that. I'm gonna do it on this day, then I'm gonna do it again on Wednesday, and I'm gonna do it again on Friday. That's your regular schedule. Your consistency is to make sure that when you sit down on that software, you consistently do the same thing over and over again. Make those hi-hat patterns, make those kick and snare patterns, learn how to chop samples, load records in, chop the sample, lay it down over a drum pattern, save that, chop another sample, lay it down over a drum pattern. Do it over and over and over and over again consistently to where you get a workflow so tight with those basic things that when it's time to start stepping out and learning those major things, they come to you like clockwork. Instantly, you get it. So that's just my message to you guys. You don't have to chase other people's dreams to fulfill your dreams. Stay in your lane, do what you do, and I promise you, your time will come. If you perfect the smallest things in your life, I can guarantee you the big things will fall into place. Just keep that in mind, you guys, you know, while you're making your music, you know, and keep rocking out, man. All right, now it's time to beef up the chorus. I pulled up a violin sound, and I'm gonna layer it with some chords, but this is what a violin sounds on its own. So when I put it in chords, it kind of gives me a nice beefy tone to where I can lay it down and have that build up into a drop of a chorus. So check it out when I put it in chords. So the object is to lay that down lightly underneath, you know, to where it kind of builds up and I can use it as a nice drop that goes into a chorus. Let's see if we can lay that down real quick. Let's see. Yes, indeed, that works. That works. You know, the instrument, when I took out kind of like all of this stuff, I'm going to brighten it back up with a little saturation. So I'm going to pull up my soft tube saturation now and put it on there. I'm gonna switch this to high, you know, because I want it to be a little bright, and then I'm gonna turn this up just to see how it sounds. Yeah, it gives me that presence with the saturation, and then just to make sure that I'm not over the top, I kind of took down, I kind of did a high shelf, you know, a high cut right here to kind of just take down a little bit of that brightness. That way that saturation knob doesn't overshadow everything. Let's check it out in the context of the mix. Yeah, I think that works out really, really nice. Really, really, really nice. I think I'm gonna end the video here. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Wanted to do a nice little turn up trap type joint. I think it came out nicely. It has a nice little trap vibe to it, but still you can throw that in the club and have everybody rocking and bobbing their heads. And yeah, the beat came out really, really nice, man. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Make sure you guys go follow my Instagram at the Drank Kang. And also make sure you follow my Facebook page at facebook.com/Dungeon Palace Studios. I always like to connect with you guys there on my social media platforms, so I appreciate it. If you like the beat, by all means, drop me a comment, hit that thumbs up button, because it encourages me to keep getting these videos out to you, so I appreciate that. Once again, if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please do. Hit it now. Hit that bell notification icon. That way you can be up to date when I drop these videos and you can get notified when I do. This is your boy DZD, aka the Drank Kang, Purple World Entertainment, live from the Dungeon Palace Studios, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.